This should hopefully be the last time I have to tear apart the 6-swapped STI for a long while. I do not want to tear into this car, but we have one problem. It is a self-induced problem from the initial setup on this car that we need to fix. If you guys also remember, not too long ago, we blew out the exhaust manifold bellow on the dyno. We actually got that repaired yesterday, so before we jump into what we're doing today, let me get you caught up. We got this section cut out. We're getting a kind of bellow and everything kind of figured out here. Look at that, man.
Beautiful.
This shouldn't be too bad of a repair. These are directional, by the way, and we did find that the other one was installed right.
Yes.
Okay. So the old bellow was installed correctly. I don't think this one can really go though, because there's nowhere for it to blow out, because the turbo is mounted to the frame here, and then it's mounted to this. So if this bellow were to go, there's nowhere for it to blow out.
It probably was trying to, and that's why it's just stopped there.
Do you miss having a Subaru yet?
No.
So, people were asking me why I didn't use the mesh ones. I was like, I don't think they would survive.
I don't think they're rated for it, to be honest.
No, like the heat, yeah. I'm pretty sure the heat would just demolish them.
Yeah. Okay, that is titties. Nice.
It is. That's beautiful. This is interesting. Nolan pointed this out, and there is like no soot in the exhaust at all.
It's weird. I'm so used to pump gas stuff, you know?
That's true. Because all this car runs on is E85, so there's like not really any soot that comes out. I mean, if there is soot, it comes out on the fender. Put that clamp.
I'm sorry, we don't need the clamp. I just want to make sure it sits.
It sits. We don't need clamps. Let go of it.
It fits.
We don't need a clamp.
Perfect.
See, that's how it should fit. Honestly, I think that this one will probably last a little bit longer now that it's been made after the adjustments have been self-corrected by the up pipe.
The turbo kit self-aligned itself.
Yeah, the turbo kit self-corrected itself. I am in charge of cutting the straps. So we're gonna do 4.5, we need 2 of them, 4.5 by 1.5. So we're gonna do 4 by 3. So come right here, that's gonna be 4.5. Draw a line there. Draw a line there. So the 3 is the width. Right there. Right there. Now the whole point of the limiting straps for anyone who's watching is to keep the bellow from going all wonky, but also keep it from expanding outward.
The fun part is going to be drilling the hole.
It won't be that bad. Look at that. Bro, we don't even need the clamps.
That's sexual.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's literally like perfect. That's like those Instagram videos where you see it's like the fabricator and it's just like click, click. And you're like, oh.
I could be one of those.
You just did it. You don't want the sludge? It literally just clicks right in. Literally just clicks. It will click, click, and click. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Awesome.
That's wild.
And it stays. Oh, the clamp is on that one.
That's all right. That's right here. We could open it up and just slide it over.
Okay.
In theory, we should just be able to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude, you killed it. Let's see if she will fire up. Oh my God, I forgot what it is. It throws a check engine light sometimes when cranking, so I have to bring the laptop with me to clear it. I wish that Haltech would allow you to clear them through the dash, but they don't. Right? At least let me read the check engine light, because it's got like so many different screens, and you can program it to read different things. But the one thing that they don't allow you to do is check engine lights. Like you can just enter the matrix, but you can't pull and clear check engine lights, which is really annoying. You want it! You're right there! See, check engine light. Trigger reference, that's what it is. Here we go. now that we're all up to speed here, there is one more thing that I have to fix, and that is the cooling system on this car yet again. So the problem that we are running into is this vibrant radiator cap is just failing. It is loose, as you guys can see. It moves around an ungodly amount, and it sprays coolant every single time I get above like 37-40 PSI. Could it potentially be the head lifting a little bit? I mean, I guess if you want to go there, but I really don't think it is. I think it's just the coolant system pressurizing. Now, the only reason that we actually have that cap there is because we did not have this expansion tank on this car initially. So we needed somewhere to be able to burp and fill the cooling system. So we modified the coolant crossover here for that radiator cap. And today we're getting rid of that. I have one spare OEM coolant crossover right here that we're going to be using. We are going to have to modify this just a little bit, but it really shouldn't be too bad. I'm pretty sure I just need to cut off this nipple here and then put on a larger NPT fitting to make this guy work. So before we can get down there to the cooling system, we need to go ahead and pull off the charge pipe, pull off the bumper, pull off the intake manifold, drain coolant out of this thing, and then once we get all that out of the way, we can dig in there to get out that old crossover tube. Lean back there right now. There we go. Now manifold can come free. So now we got the manifold, most of the bullshit out the way, we can get down to our crossover here. So I still have to undo it from our radiator hose here, that tiny little guy. We've got our heater core hose here, coolant expansion tank, coolant temp sensor, and then we can unbolt this thing and get it out of here. So for this, I'm just gonna toss the head cam on for this just because it's a little easier. The thing that sucks with coolant crossovers on these is all of the O-rings for that are discontinued. So I have to go through all of my little O-ring kits, like that one over there, and just stack O-rings and just find O-rings that work. So let's get this crossover out. We're gonna go ahead and wire wheel this one, Scotch-Brite this one, clean it with acetone, make it nice and shiny. Get this one in the car. We'll pull out the old coolant temp sensor, pull out this guy. I think that one will thread right in. This one I know we have to drill and tap, but it's not a big deal. I wanna say it's behind the manifold maybe? Nope, where did I put it? Where are you? Show yourself. Thank you. There's that guy. Just kind of tuck that right there for now. Okay, only things holding this on at this point are that guy there and the radiator hose. I may have to slide the radiator forward to get this guy out, which I really don't want to have to do if I can avoid it. There we go. Woo! All right, old one. Old, new. So what we got to do is we got to pull this barb, put it here, that coolant temp sensor for that one, drill out this hose hole for that guy, and then trim this back hose down, whatever this is, then we're gonna heavily clean this up. I know I'm not lifting ahead because all the coolant's on this side, not that side. If it was on both sides, I'd be worried, but it's only on one side. Of course. So this is the old coolant temp sensor for an OBD1 car. It would read temperature from this sensor off the single pin. So as this would heat up, it would change the voltage through the resistor and then reflect on the dash. So garbage, because now we just utilize that. And then we can take my sensor out of that one that's new and replace it for this old one here. I don't think I'm gonna get it to look brand new, but as long as I can just clean up a lot of the age off of it, I think that's all I'm really shooting for here. Bought these on Amazon and they just come in clutch for cleaning stuff up, man. Give me that guy. These were 1/8 to 3/8, so I might just drill it up to 3/8 to 3/8. like that. Don't need that anymore. So we got our new coolant crossover all sorted right here. This is the old one. So like I said, the main reason we're going to this is because this would just leak and it would shoot coolant out of it. Obviously it can't do that on this one. So we went ahead, got that tapped for 1/4 inch MPT with a 3/8 fitting. We have this one 3/8 to 1/8 MPT. We have this guy. I left a little bit extra on this one versus that one. If we needed to cut it down, we can, but I'm not gonna stress it too much right now. I got it cleaned up pretty well for a 30-year-old part. It's not looking too bad. So now we're gonna jump in here. We gotta play find O-rings that fit for the coolant crossover. Like I said, all of these O-rings are discontinued, so every time I pull this thing off, I gotta like stack them. These ones are doubled up on O-rings, so there's actually 2 O-rings in there. There's 1 O-ring there, 1 O-ring there, 2 O-rings, 2 O-rings. Which is that back one right there. This one should be coil pack 6. This should be number 1. Coil number 1. This guy's also way easier to get them when the manifold's up like this. We got all of our coolant lines hooked up except for our overflow here, which will run over there. Come back here, we can plug in our map sensor. We need to plug in our oil pressure sensor right there. See if I can get this back in the way. I don't know how I got this fucking out. How did I do this? Topped off on coolant. I also emptied the catch can. It didn't look the prettiest, but you know, it's a whole bunch of dyno pulls. Topped off the oil because it was a little bit low after that dyno session, so should be good now to burp the cooling system. We're gonna go ahead and kick the heater core on full blast. I'm open the door so obviously the E85 fumes can go right outside. I don't know what Josh did on startup to this, but this motherfucker starts up pretty quick now for some reason. So we'll burp up our cooling system here. I need the keys right there. Well, it's gonna connect to here and play sweater weather, I'm sorry. Don't copyright strike me for sweater weather. Told you. Something sounds seriously off right now. Trigger reference error. Why don't you sound happy? Huh? You are plugged in, okay. No, everything. I may have plugged in one of the coil packs wrong. That's the only thing that would make sense right now. Let me check coil packs, because that's not right. Oops, found the problem. Cylinder 3 and 5 spark plug wires are backwards on the coil pack. So let me flip those around and we should just be good to start this thing up. Should start up. I just have it. All right, so hopefully it just doesn't start spitting coolant. If it does, I'm just gonna have to come back in here and shut it off. There's my mouse. it completely, so I don't think it'll be too bad to burp. 182, look at that, it's already coming down. Great. And we're gonna turn it off. And it should suck down a lot of that coolant. It's not gonna push any out. So we'll let it suck down. That's burped, man. That's Gucci. You see all the air coming out now? As soon as it gets done sucking all that down, we'll let it sit for about 10-15 minutes. Let it kind of level out, and it should be good. That's typically how you gotta burp this car. If you don't do it that way, you'll see how high that coolant got. If you just leave it at that spot and you cap it off there, it's not gonna be fully filled. So I don't know why the cooling system on this car's always been that way. It just seems to work better for me doing it this. You rev it up, it pushes all the coolant up, goes down, all the air comes up and out. So to be honest, that looks way cleaner with the cap out of there. Everything works. I'm not gonna change anything on the car. I know in a couple of videos ago I was like, oh, we'll put a bigger turbo in here, we'll do bigger fuel pumps and everything. I'm gonna hold off for right now. I'm gonna enjoy the car through the summertime, and then we can revisit this next winter. I don't want to have to keep playing the back and forth game with the car. It works. It makes a lot of power right now. Everything is set up. All the problems are fixed. We will not spit coolant anymore. Our header down there for the crossover tube is all strapped in good. So at this point, we're just going to leave it as is and enjoy the car. For the 07 STI, I'm just going to paint the flares. I've got some World Rally Blue spray paint over there. Also, the lady came over with the dog. Where's the other dog? With the dogs. So I'm just gonna try my hand at spray painting it. I feel like it can't be that hard. I have a couple cans of Grim Speed World Rally Blue spray paint, as well as their clear coat. I don't wanna be throwing more money in the car right now. Same with the 07 STI. Both the cars are in a spot where they're reliable, they're fun, they're solid. I don't have to mess with them too much. The RX-7 is one that I need to get jumping on, and I pretty much have everything here for it at this point. We just need to repaint the car. Aside from that, it's just gonna be tear down, cleaning, redoing a couple things here and there, making the car look like pristine. The 911, we're just kind of daily driving around right now and enjoying that car. Plus, I mentioned this a while ago, how we were talking about relocating. So we are realistically probably within the next couple months going to be relocating. We've been trying to find a spot that makes the most sense for us, and for what I do, it makes more sense for us to be around people who do similar things at us. So we're looking at moving over to Spokane. We'll be near all of our friends over there. Content wise, it makes more sense. Josh is over there, Devin's over there, Remy's over there. Everyone is just in that local area of Spokane. And as a Subaru dude and a car enthusiast, it kind of just makes more sense for video reasons and for what I do to be around other people who do what we do. We were looking at other places, but I mean, we're still open to other places. For some reason, I think Utah would be I don't know why I think Utah would be cool. I just feel like Utah would be kind of cool. Essentially, we're looking at moving out of the west side of Washington at this point. So that's gonna be happening in the next, I don't even know how to, like 6 months. Ideally, probably less than 6 months. I'm trying to get all the cars wrapped up to a point so they're done. We can go do our business and then continue on with what we do. Even after we relocate, I'll still be doing customer cars for people, so it'll just be in a different area. But STI, super pumped with this thing. So like I said, right now we're just gonna leave the car as it is. Financially, it doesn't make sense for me to throw more money in this car when we're preparing to move. I'd rather take those funds, put them into a moving fund, and pay down the little bit of debt that I do have right now, just to make moving a little bit easier. Same with the 07 STI. There's not gonna be too many crazy changes going on with that car either. We will paint the flares. We'll get that car up to snuff. We'll be good to go. The RX-7 is one that we'll work on in the meantime, because I don't really have to throw money into that car. I've got everything I need for that car already on that car, or sitting on this back rack over here for it, which is a lot of body seals and things like that. So it should be a pretty smooth thing on that car. Gonna be ramping up some more talking based videos as well to throw into the mix, kind of like how we used to do for discussion topic videos like that. I've just been trying to knock out all of the cars at this point to get them to a point where I don't have to keep working on them and I can just get in them, drive them. We can make videos on them. We can take them out to race events. The 17 STI has technically 2 race events coming up, pending weather. One of them is going to be at Import Face Off on April 21st over Pacific Raceways. Then the other one should be at Bremerton Raceways, pending weather works with us. We were supposed to be racing yesterday, today and tomorrow. No, 2 days ago, the past 2 days, but weather didn't permit for that. So with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. I'm officially done messing with the STI. This is going to be its final form for the foreseeable future, unless something breaks. Obviously, if something breaks, then we'll go in there and fix it. Like if the transmission explodes, which God forbid, I hope it doesn't, and things like that, we will fix things that do ultimately break. But modification-wise and changes-wise, unless it's something relatively simple and for the better for this car, this is the final form for the time being. But I kind of want to paint that intake pipe black for some reason. I might do that though, but that's like a couple hours. Anyways, with that, that is all I've got for you guys on this one. So if you like the video, if you're hyped to see that the STI is finally in a stage where it is solid, good to go, fully tuned, no more leaks, no more broken bits, car just works. It also fires up pretty quickly when you do have the spark plug wires in the right spot. So with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead, hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, sight, and whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, I'll put it in one of these corners. No idea which one quite yet. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo!